The State Bank of India has announced the implementation of UPI interoperability in its Digital Rupee or E-Rupee, also called the central bank digital currency. Now, QR code interoperability allows frictionless transactions between customers and merchants when accepting payments via UPI or digital wallets. Shops will be able to display only one QR code. It will make it easier to use the Digital Rupee in daily transactions. So you can use the same QR code for UPI transaction as well as E-Rupee transaction. Now remember, HDFC Bank was the first bank to make interoperable QR codes available to merchants and their consumers, followed by Canara Bank, Axis Bank and Yes Bank. SBI now seem to have joined the bandwagon finally. What is E-Rupee? What is the hullabaloo around E-Rupee? Why is it important and how is it going to change the digital landscape in India? For all that and more, let's watch that documentary.
साथियों, आज के अखबारों में सेंट्रल बैंक डिजिटल करेंसी की भी काफी चर्चा है। इससे डिजिटल इकोनॉमी को बहुत बल मिलेगा।
Introduction of a central bank digital currency will give a big boost to digital economy.
डिजिटल पेमेंट, ऑनलाइन पेमेंट, रिटेल पेमेंट ज्यादा सुरक्षित होगा, रिस्क फ्री होगा। इससे कैश को प्रिंट करने, हैंडल करने, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने में जो बोझ पड़ता है वो भी कम होगा।
E-Rupee is Digital Rupee. Quite simply put, it's India's own digital currency. Just like you have your currency notes which you can hold in your hands physically, this one you can hold the E-Rupee in a digital form, in a virtual form, in a wallet online. The E-Rupee is essentially India's CBDC or Central Bank Digital Currency. The Reserve Bank of India, India's central bank, launched the E-Rupee officially on the 1st of December 2022. And since then, the E-Rupee is being tried out in a pilot by a few traders and a few individuals in the country. And as of now, there are about 16.5 crore rupees worth of E-Rupees available, which is less than 0.0001% of all the currency notes of rupees that's available in the country.
You don't print, and creating a digital currency is no cost. Absolutely no cost. It is like you and I creating a painting on a computer. Right, so it's no cost. It goes into your routine IT computer links that you maintain or Wi-Fi you maintain, so it will go like that. It saves a lot of hassles to RBI. It saves the fake currency issue also, because if there is no print, there is no fake currency. It's all digital.
Around 130 countries across the world, which account for 98% of the world's GDP, are all developing their own CBDC or central bank digital currency. 19 of the G20 countries are in advanced stages of launching their CBDC. Including India, 11 countries across the world have already launched their own digital currency pilots. And all of them have happened at the same time as we've seen the rise of cryptocurrency. But there are fundamental differences between a cryptocurrency and a central bank digital currency, although both of them are digital assets.
Now CBDC is not crypto. A lot of people confuse with it, because crypto is a virtual digital asset. Asset means what? I buy a crypto of 100 rupees. Its value is not backed by anything. Its value is based on the trade, how the trade happens, and more so in crypto, different from the other asset class like mutual fund or shares. So it is not only the trade but also the innovations which happen, the net innovations on Web3 which adds value to this crypto. So the crypto value may become 200 of 100 rupees or may sort of slump down to 50 rupees or 10 rupees. So that is a risk factor on which the crypto works. But if you look at CBDC, it's like a printed rupee note legal tender in your wallet. So it is a digital legal tender and therefore called E-Rupee. And you buy that, so 100 rupees will remain 100 rupees today, tomorrow, 50 years down the line, right? So nothing is going to happen to it. It's neither going to grow or reduce.
In case of cryptocurrency, it is issued using the blockchain. It is an open big book which is open for everybody to read if one tries to do that. Whereas in case of e-currency, which is issued by Reserve Bank of India, proposed to be issued, already pilots are going on, or by any central bank, the information is not available for public reading. Of course, it will be available with the issuing central bank, but not for the public reading. Any central bank in the world would be concerned about the nature of cryptocurrency, how it can operate, what use it can be put to, and probably apart from the ease of transacting and so many other things, cost included, but I think that is probably the most dominant factor weighing in the minds of central bank to offer public something which is digital currency but which is not carrying this kind of risk.
The Reserve Bank of India launched the E-Rupee pilots in partnership with a collection of a few banks in the country who chose to take part in these trials. While the E-Rupee does come with certain advantages, so far the offtake has been low because of all the uncertainties attached with a digital currency.
Why currency is used by the people? Why people prefer to use currency? Because of the two features. And those two features are ease of transacting and anonymity. Now, in case of digital currency, while the ease of transacting could eventually materialize, as I said, connectivity etc. could be some issue, but ultimately at one point of time they will be all taken care of. So that will be taken care of, but to convince the user about the anonymity, there would still be a challenge, because unlike crypto, while it will not be an open book, but again these all transactions would be recorded in the central bank's book. So in that sense is not exactly what a paper currency is, where it is a trail is completely anonymous. So I think that will be a challenge.
With UPI exploding beyond anyone's expectations, questions now remain on the actual usability and the use case for an E-Rupee. In how many instances will the E-Rupee be more advantageous to use than UPI, which helps you conduct digital transactions either way?
There is no future for CBDC in the retail market. Because I'll tell you the drawbacks of the CBDC. CBDC does not earn interest. Like I told you, your 100 rupees remain 100 rupees. Whereas in digital UPI payments, whether I'm doing it through RTGS or NEFT or through mobile or through a wallet, till I pay, I'm earning interest on it. So nothing is going to happen to it, right? Then when I pay to somebody, A pays to B, the B starts getting interest on it in their saving accounts the moment it enters their account. It's only the current account there is no interest, otherwise there is an interest. One. Number two, you can pay to the last unit. So if you have to pay 97 rupees 23 paisa, you can do that. Whereas in CBDC, you will have to buy a 100 rupee note or 50 rupee note, then 10 rupee, 10 rupee, 10 rupee, 10 rupee, 4 note, and then you have to round off to the highest, because there is nothing like 3 rupee note, or buy 1 rupee note, and that paisa then again you will have to do. So every time you will have to download that kind of a digital currency by again paying digitally. So you pay digitally to RBI, download CBDC, then pay to B, and then the B also either keeps it as it is or converts into digital money. So instead of doing that, you can digitally directly pay from A to B through UPI. Absolutely, and with a minimal cost. Practical usages have a limitation as on date because we have a great option of digital payment wholesale through RTGS, IMPS, NIFT, where all financial institutions and now even post office and cooperative banks, they have digitized, are all linked. So there is no problem. And similarly, the retail is completely linked, there is no problem.
My personal sense is it would be easy to navigate on the part of wholesale, which will be between the institutional players which have a robust technology, robust connectivity system, robust risk management, and probably there it can move with much greater speed than on the retail side.
It can be a much more efficient system. Today when you do a transaction, suppose you pay me through UPI, payment first goes to your bank accounts get debited, then it comes to my bank account. So it's a very complicated process, there is NPCI in between. So depending upon the design, it all depends upon the design also. If it is really E-Rupee which is in offline mode, where at the time of transaction banks are not involved, then it can be a very efficient and cost-effective system. The only pitfall is that if system doesn't work even for, say, if there is a disruption for 30 minutes, what will you do? Imagine you are cashless and there is, for some reason, there is a disruption. What will people do?
All right, let me first begin by congratulating you, Krishna, on that brilliant documentary. E-Rupee is going to be the future, as many would like to say. It is a part of India's own digital prowess. India launching, and various platforms and various banks, of course, now launching and getting on the E-Rupee bandwagon by making it easier for customers, for people to transact. But in essence, for those who do not know the difference between what is UPI and what is E-Rupee, what would you like to tell those people?
First, they should go watch the documentary on News 9 Plus, which is India and the world's first OTT platform. That's what that entire documentary was about. We've gone into great depths to tell you the differences between a cryptocurrency and a CBDC. So my first words would be like if somebody asked me, what's the documentary? Okay. So if not, there is many ways of interpreting it, because both of them fundamentally, Shweta, are based on blockchain technology and Web3 and blockchain technology. And they're both digital currencies. What essentially is happening with something like CBDC is CBDC has been launched in a pilot way for the last over 2 years by many countries. You have the US, you have China, you have 11 countries across the world, including India, have launched CBDC pilots because of the rise of cryptocurrency. Why? Because CBDC comes from a government and a central bank. There is no price volatility in it. At the same time, you can't trade with it. So it remains a digital currency, a digital version of a country's normal currency. So the only difference is that when your normal currency stays in your bank account, it will earn interest. But when that digital currency stays in that online wallet, it doesn't earn any interest. Right. And plus, you can't trade like crypto. So hence,
but it does every other work.
Yes.
And with banks making it now more and more practical and feasible to use E-Rupee. I'm not sure if you have an E-Rupee wallet just as yet. I don't have one.
So
but hopefully
Shweta,
there'll be more
the way it works is that right now E-Rupee retail, which is for common people, is not available. It is available only through pilots where the banks who
are making it available,
are in fact sending individual invites to certain people of say certain bank account levels probably. And so because we've seen some social media influencers, fintech influencers specifically, who've been posting videos about how they got an invite from a particular bank and then they went and signed up, they downloaded E-Rupees into their wallet and etc. etc. So for all those watching, you're not missing out. There is no E-Rupee available to any one of us. It is being introduced in a pilot way by banks to certain select customers who they've selected. So,
if you're one of those customers, perhaps write to us. You can leave a comment at the bottom of this video. We'd love to hear from you and love to hear your experience about E-Rupee. But for all the rest, you can go and watch that documentary on News 9 Plus. And with that, it's a wrap on this bulletin. Thanks for watching.